Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Now 6:18 on this Wednesday morning. We've got this big complex of showers and thunderstorms. It's right on track, right on schedule from what we were expecting yesterday. We haven't had any severe weather with this activity, but we have had some stronger storms out there producing some small hail and some gusty winds. So right now we're going to take a quick look at this cell here in Jasper County stretching into Barton County. We are getting some small hail returns on the radar from just north of Carthage around the Alba area. So we've got some small hail there, not at severe limits. And as we take a look at this complex now over parts of southeast Kansas, not looking at much in the way of hail, but we're still getting wind gusts of around 40 miles an hour out there with some of this activity as it continues to initially lift off to the northeast, but is now beginning to turn a little more easterly. We are seeing some redevelopment taking place on the backside of this activity, and we're watching redevelopment out toward the west by Wichita and the potential for redevelopment down around the Tulsa area. So that's what we were talking about. Our morning storms are going to have a significant impact on what kind of severe weather we potentially see this evening. Let's take a look at what we're expecting as of right now. And again, this can change through the day, and it'll all be based on the latest, weather balloon data, everything they collect based on this morning's storms. Right now, we do have a low to elevated tornado risk across parts of the area. We have an elevated hail risk across a good portion of the area. We're talking maybe ping pong ball size hail, and we do have an elevated to enhanced risk for damaging wind gusts, and we're talking winds of 70 miles an hour or greater. That is all highly contingent on what happens this afternoon after these storms clear out. Latest look at the future track. We're looking at some scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing with us through the noon hour, and those could still continue to be strong like they are this morning with some small hail, gusty winds, and low-grade severe thunderstorm is not out of the question. What happens this evening and through the afternoon is the huge factor in everything we could see later today. If we get enough clearing, if we get enough destabilization, then we could see some of that significant severe weather, primarily across southwest Missouri, extreme southeast Kansas, and back into northeastern Oklahoma. So this zone right here is where we're watching for the potential development of these strong to severe thunderstorms this evening. If we do not get enough clearing, if we do not get enough heating, we will still very likely see thunderstorms, and they could still be strong, possibly low-grade severe, but that severe threat would diminish considerably if we don't get enough destabilization. So we're just keeping a very close eye on this, something we'll be monitoring through the afternoon. I know we'll have new information by the time the noon news rolls around, and of course Doug Heddy will be here this afternoon and this evening with these thunderstorms. If these storms develop, they'll stick with us for about 10, 11 o'clock, and then they're expected to clear out and leave us with a pretty decent Thursday night. All right, our Joplin Tower cam, apparently it just got dark enough that it's gone to night vision mode, but as you can see, we do have an active thunderstorm in Joplin, 72 degrees out there right now. Dew point 69, humidity of course 91%. Says visibility is at 1 mile out there, so that's just because we're getting very heavy rainfall. Temperatures around the area are actually, considering some of the areas seeing the rain they've seen, still fairly mild. 74 in Miami, 75 Veneta, 74 Independence, a little cooler Chanute, 66, 73 Fort Scott, 71 Nevada Lamar, and 67 in Pittsburgh. As we go through the morning, again, these thunderstorms will stick with us. They should begin to become a little bit more scattered by late morning and into the early afternoon hours. And then we'll go partly, mostly cloudy this afternoon. Again, that's going to be one of the big factors in what happens this evening. Mid-80s for highs, and then we'll begin to see the potential for thunderstorm redevelopment this evening after, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. We'll have those scattered thunderstorms, again, mainly in the areas I was pointing at. In southwest Missouri, extreme southeast Kansas. So we're talking maybe getting into Crawford and Cherokee counties, and then back down into Ottawa County in northeast Oklahoma. After the storms, our evening is pretty nice. Partly cloudy skies overnight and into the mid-60s. Got a great Thursday ahead of us. Partly cloudy skies, upper 80s. We're going to warm up, though, to heading into the weekend. We're talking mid-90s, pop-up storm chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we start next week pretty decently. Upper 80s, lower 90s, partly cloudy. More pop-up storms by the midweek, and then temperatures heat up again, upper 90s near 100. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.